Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel of Debneel's Mathematics Desk. So today we are back with the last part of interest for class 8, the new concept of compound interest. So we learn what is simple interest, how to calculate amount based on simple interest. Now what is the difference between this simple interest and compound interest? What? That is more simple, this is complex? I don't think so. I think this is more simple. We will learn how it is. So probably this is the last video before the festival of colors, which begins shortly within one day. So share your plans for what you are going to do in your comments, and let's get into our work. I am seeing that you are supporting my channel well in the last few videos. Keep showing your lovable support. If you are finding the content of my videos very informative and helpful, leave a like and share and subscribe my channel, because it motivates me to make better videos for you all regularly and with better topics each and every day. So then let's move on. Compound interest. So the only difference in compound interest and simple interest is what I am telling you. In simple interest, what we are doing, we are means directly calculating the simple interest for the given time. It can be 2 years, 3 years, but that is a different formula. What is the formula for interest there? T into R into T by 100. Now here, actually, compound interest is also asked to be calculated for 4 years, but we have to calculate for each and every single year. Means suppose if anyone asks you 1000 for 2 years at 8% compound interest annually, calculate the compound interest. What you are going to do, then see this, I am just solving the sum for first year. Interest equal to principal 1000 into rate 8 to time 1, because it is for the first year, okay, divided by 100, rupees 80. Amount equal to principal plus interest 1080. Now the twist is here, the amount at the end of first year becomes the principal for the second year. Yeah, you heard that correct. So when you calculate the amount for the first year, that is actually the principal for the second year. Now see, for second year, now your principal is 1080. Rate is 8%. Again, time is 1 year. Why? Because we are calculating for a single year. Here interest will be again principal into rate time by 100. Calculations 864 by 10 rupees 86.4. Amount, that is equal to what? Principal plus interest 1080 plus 86.4 rupees 1166.4. Now this amount is a total amount at the end of the time period of 2 years. Now what do we know? Amount equal to principal plus interest, right? Therefore interest equal to principal, amount minus principal. Yeah. Now my total compound interest will be what? The amount at the end of my stipulated time period, which is this, the total amount at the end of my time period, minus the initial principal we have been working on, which is rupees 1000, and you get it as rupees 166.4. This is my compound interest for 2 years. So the process is easy. You calculate for 1 year the interest, get the amount for that year. That amount at the end of first year is your principal for second year. Okay. Now for the second year, rate is same. New principal, time is 1 year because calculating for 1 year. Again you get the interest, again you get the amount. The amount at the end of this second year, or that final time, it is your total amount. Now total compound interest will be what? Total amount at the end of second year, this one, minus initial principal, which is 1000. This is the way to calculate compound interest for a given principal, given time, and a rate of interest. Now, what can the case arise? They can give you two, it means two rates. For the first year, suppose rate is 8%. Second year, rate is 10%. No problems. For the first year, calculate interest and amount using given things. You get principal for second year, the amount at the end of first year, that one. A principal for second year, new rate for second year, time 1 year. Calculate interest and amount again. Now total amount minus initial principal equal to compound interest. This is how simple it is. Now I can make your work much more simpler. So you can use this process of calculating for 1 year once at a time. But also what you can do, you can apply another formula. I'm rubbing this part, easy simple calculation method. So let's see next one. Which depends on the question which formula you will use. Another formula is also there. Amount to principal into 1 plus r by 100 to the power n. N equal to number of years. This formula is for annually calculated rate of compound interest. When the compound interest is calculated annually or per annum like that, then this formula can appear in the process. You will be telling, why were you going through the stupid explanation at the beginning of the video? Somewhere they can ask you interest at the end of first year, interest at the end of second year. Repeatedly doing that formula can be hazardous. So going through the normal simplification and calculation process sometimes is beneficial for us. You will be able to see how. Just like with the help of this first question. Now let's move on. Okay, this is one. I will come to another part which is half yearly calculated rate of compound interest. Another thing is also there. So that is not that complicated. You will just understand soon. Let's get moving. A man, not a man, a sum. Check out the other two videos of interest where we did simple interest, various types of sums, introduction. So check those out. If you have any doubts, let's focus on this. Don't forget to hit the like button. It means a lot for me. Okay, I'm trying my level best to be regular for you all. So please show your support. Writing years as YRS. Okay, at 10% per annum compound interest. I'm writing compound interest as CI. Just understand it. Calculate interest for first year. Principal for second year. These kind of questions means if you directly apply the amount formula, then you will get the amount at the end of the given time. But the previous steps like this interest for first year, middle steps, they will not come into the equation, right? So that is what I am telling. Be wise with the method you follow. Whenever you see directly calculate compound interest, then put this formula. But these subdivision type questions follow the normal calculation method. Interest for second year. Amount at the end of 2 years. Total compound for 3 years. So these are the things we need to find. Okay, let's get going. So first case for first year. What is my P? 8,000. What is my R to 10%? Time will be what? 1 year, calculating for the first year. Therefore, interest will be equal to what? Principal Principal, yeah, principal will be 8,000 divided by R10 into 1 by 100 rupees 800. Okay, then what is next? Uh, Next is amount. On equal principal plus interest, rupees 8,000 plus rupees 800 equal to rupees 8,800. So they ask us two things: interest for first year. This one interest for first year, first part. Now this is the amount at the end of first year. Therefore, P for second year rupees 8,800. I told you the amount at the end of first year equal to principal for the second year. Similarly, amount at the end of second year equal to principal for third year. Okay. Then this is principal for second year. Then comes what? Now again my rate of interest is still 10%. Time equal to 1 year. This is now for second year. Now then again calculate interest. Therefore the interest will be equal to principal 8,800 into R10 into 1 by 100 rupees 880. They asked us the interest for second year, right? Yeah. Third part. Interest at the end of second year. Now again, therefore amount. So principal plus interest 8,800 plus 880 rupees. What is this? 9,680. Okay. Now see, this is actually the amount at the end of second year, which is they are asking here. So part 4. Now my time period is over. I have calculated the amount for my last year as well. Therefore compound interest is what? Total amount at the end of stipulated time, which is 9,880 minus the initial principal we were given at the beginning, 8,000. If I am not wrong, you will get the interest as rupees 1,600. Come on, no, that's first 1,680. Or actually, you can do another thing. Just calculate the interest for the 2 years. Okay, that is the total compound interest. In the interest at the end of first year and interest at the end of second year. Just add them up, you get the total compound interest. Can do that, but you can also do this. Total amount at the end of the whole time minus the initial principal. That's it. So, okay, now this is the compound interest for the 2 years. So, part 5. So, how easy was that? First year, principal, rate, time, get the interest, get the amount. Amount at the end of first year equal to principal for second year. Again, rate 10%, time 1 year. Then again get the interest amount. This amount at the end of the whole time. The total amount at the end of 2 years. Then my total compound interest. Either add the two interests or total amount at the end of the given time minus the initial principal, and you get the answer. So this is what we see in this kind of questions. There are parts. There means part wise they're asking the values. Not directly they are asking calculate the amount. That's why we need to go to this calculation phase. But I think most of you will want to use an amount formula directly, which I also prefer. Hazardous, right? Such a long one, but it will grant you full marks. You have shown your hard work. Okay, don't go for this formula. It can make your life hell in this kind of questions. Okay, now let's move on. It's a good chapter. Means if you understand the formulas, then and the concepts most of all, means when to use the formula. That's the main thing in compound interest. Be wise. Don't use this formula in this question. It will be not good. You will face various problems, which I don't want to insert in your head. Now see this question. Calculate an interest on rupees 5,000 2 years, if rates of interest for successive years is 10% and 12% respectively. Just give me some time, guys. I need water. It's terribly hot here, sweating quite badly. Give me 2 minutes, okay? Alright, nice way. Okay, another easy question, but see here we have two rates of interest. Again, can't use this formula, then making our life miserable. But let's now do this calculation super quick. For first year, not going to talk this time. I'm going to just solve the question super fast. Let's see. No comment, solution. Now this is the rate for 10% and 12%. So I can take the rate of first year as 10% and second year as 12%. Okay. See how it goes smoothly. What is this? Just like smooth, we just went to the question, right? What easy question. What is the difficulty? Means you have the interest for principal for first year. Take this 10% as a rate of interest for first year. Time 1 year obviously. Time of interest amount for first year. Amount at the end of first year equal to principal for second year. Now take the next rate 12% as a rate of interest for second year. Again time is 1 year. Calculate interest. Calculate the amount. Then I told you can either add up the two interests of the years to get total compound interest, or amount at the end of whole time, this one minus initial principal 5,000. You will get 6,160 minus 5,000 as this only. I have preferred adding the two interests, much easier and much more convenient, and that's your total compound interest at the end of 2 years. I told you, if you means I am explaining, that's why the calculation method takes longer. When I don't talk, this method can just be smacked out of the boundary like that. Easy. Now let's see what we can do next. Or what more questions we can face next. Ah, Let's see what on earth is this now. What is this question? It is like I actually discovered one thing, guys. We can use the this formula wisely in these kind of questions. Let's see how. First, calculate rate of interest, amount at the end of second year. So see, if I go for the first year, what is my principal? 5,000. What is my rate of interest, which I don't know? Time will be 1 year, and my amount is this. Now, put all these things in this formula. Therefore, amount, which is 5,600, and see this is compounded annually, so we can use the formula. Equal to principal 5,000 into 1 plus r by 100, that is 100 plus r by 100 to the power n. N is number of years, here our time is 1. Or is 5,600 equal to rupees 5,000 into 100 plus r by 100. Pretty good. Wait, am I doing correct? 100 plus r by 100. Then what? Get this 0 0 dot dot out of the way. We have 50 into this one. So what can I do is, or is 5600 by 50 equal to 100 plus r, or obviously rupees 112 equal to 100 plus r, or r will be what? 112 minus 100 equal to 12%. Wait, actually I think I will use the formula correctly here. See, for the first year, if I do principal, I have r, we don't have time, we have 1 year, amount we have as this. Put all these things in this formula. 5,600 amount, the principal 5,000 into 1 plus r by 100 means 100 plus r by 100 to the power n. N is a number of years, time 1 year, so put 1. Now 100 plus r to the power 100 means what? 100 plus r to by 100. 100 plus r by 100 to the power 1 means this only. Then get the zeros out. 50 into this equal to this one. Then this one by 50 equal to 100 plus r. And r equal to 112 minus 100, 12%. Now just see what we'll do. Now let's see. Now my principal was what? 5,000. Now I've got my rate of interest 12%. Now I take my time equal to 3 years. Now see, just see how directly we get the amount. Principal 5,000 to 1 plus r means 12 by 100 to the power n is 2 now. To 5,000 into 112 by 100 to the power 2 means another time. But the zeros, another z, cut down this 5, get a 2 here, 256, and then let's do this calculation. 112 into 56, you will get 11 in hand, 7, 6. So A equal to rupees 6,000. That's your answer actually. The amount at the end of 2 years. So what I do initially, as I have for first year amount and principal, I intentionally I do this calculation for 1 year. For the first year, principal rate, time, amount is there. Put them all in this formula. You will get your R, the missing value using algebra normal rules. Now you have the R, principal, time, 2 years. Put them in this formula. Now you will get the actual amount at the end of 2 years. Be clever. So I was not using the formula in the first two sums. That's the biggest mistake. It could have reduced my work largely. Anyways, every process should be given some respect. So that was also good sum process, right? Means the calculation one. Not gonna lie, it's much more simpler. Means here the formula and the length might be small, but you need to do the calculations as well. The calculations in the normal sum means calculating interest for 1 year, that kind of process. It's much more easier, I think. But this formula is helpful. Not gonna lie. That means what? Everything is useful. Can't just throw away anything. That's it. I almost dropped this formula. Could have been a big mistake. Let's move on. Mr. Sharma. Lends rupees 24,000 at 13% per annum. Simple interest. Okay, hello there, simple interest. How are you? We saw you. We did the sums on you in the previous video. And another 224,000. Rich person lending out money like anything at 12% per annum. Which interest is higher? And by how much? Calculate total interest. Means the total interest Mr. Sharma gets after this money is given back to her. So, for simple interest. Now, what do we know? Okay, actually, I need to calculate the interest only. For simple interest, the SI interest will be what? It's 24,000 P into R, which is for simple interest 13% into time is 1 What is the time? After 2 years. I forgot to write that. The time is 2 years in both the cases. Divided by 100. As usual, calculations, my biggest enemy. 26 into 24, 14 in hand, 624, 6,240. So this is an interesting case of simple interest. Now, coming to compound interest. So, see, my compound interest is actually what? Equal to total amount at the end of given time minus the initial principal. So I can here write compound interest equal to the amount for which what will be the formula? Principal P rupees 24,000 into 1 plus. Now the rate of interest becomes 12 by 100 to the power time 2 years. 2. This whole minus my initial principal is 24. Easy. Equal to rupees 24,000 multiplied by 112 by 100 into 112. Like a fool, I dropped out the zeros. Very nice. Let's see if can do anything to just remove this disturbing zeros here. 1 0 will be. Oh, come on. What to do with these zeros? Disturbing quite nicely. Bringing the calculator is my next step before solving this question. I am directly calculating this guys and telling you the value. Just give me some time. Let's calculate. I just got rid of all the zeros. So 24 into 100, 12 into 112, 42 divided by 10. What is this? Some strange things which I can see here. Time was 2 years, right? Or something else? Now don't tell me that. I think I wrote it correctly. Amount minus principal, yes, that's correct. I'm not doing anything wrong. 112 by 100 to 112 by 100. 0 gone. Another 0, another 0 gone. So 24 into 112 into 112 divided by 10. This one minus 24,000. So rupees 6,105.60. That is the compound interest. This is a simple interest. Now, therefore, SI greater than CI by what? SI minus CI rupees 6240 minus rupees 6105.60 equal to. Seeing guys, give me some time. Rupees 134.40. Total interest What is the sum of the two interest, simple interest and compound interest? So rupees 6,240 plus rupees 6,105.60 equal to, again calculate. And hands are sweating and slipping. The calculator is, it means truly slipping. Got the answer anyway. Wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.6. Nice, very good number. So that's what this question is all about. Nothing else but calculate the two interests. First one, simple interest, easy stuff. Principal into rate into time by 100, got finished. Then compound interest is what? Annual amount minus initial principal. How to calculate amount using this formula? This one minus initial principal 24,000. And after doing all the calculations, dot 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 dot, you get this compound interest. Now with your eyes you can see that simple interest is greater than compound interest. By how much? Simple interest minus compound interest. This amount. Total interest, add up the two interests, that is the total interest earned by Mr. Sharma after giving out so much money. Good amount, healthy amount. Now let's see the next one. Who knows, the next sum might be the last sum. For interest for class 8. Not for class 8, the chapter interest. Okay, don't take any another meaning. Let's see. So I was talking about half yearly compound interest, right? Here you go. Find amount and compound interest on rupees 20,000 for 1.5 years at 10% per annum rate of compound interest calculated % per annum compounded half year. Just see the question. The rate of interest is 10% per annum per year, but interest is means calculated half yearly. That means for every half year we calculate by half the rate of interest for 1 year. This 5%. The formula is this: amount equal to principal into 1 plus r by 2 into 100 to the power n into 2. This is the formula. Why r by 2? See, here the interest is compounded half yearly. So if you are having the rate as in 1 year, then obviously rate divided by 2. Calculating for half yearly, so rate also needs to be half yearly. This is for annual, so half year equal to rate for annual by 2. And this one, just remember, number of years to the power multiplied by 2. Now what is the difficulty? Same as before, only r by 2 and n into 2. This one is for half yearly calculated rate of compound interest. Now let's get into our work. So amount will be what? Principal, which is 20,000. I'm sweating miserably, he's not gonna lie. So 1 plus r is 10%, so I put r by 2 into 100 to the power n into 2. 1.5 means what? 15 by 10. 2. Calculation divided by 2, 3. So 1 plus 10 equal to This 20,000. This is what? 1 plus 10 by 200 to the power 3. So rupees 20,000. Don't worry, I have the calculator. So this is 210 by 200, obviously. 3 times means to the power 3 is there. Okay, so how many zeros here? So 4 zeros are there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 out of the way. Another 2 zeros as well, if you don't mind. Can get this stupid 2 out of the way. Anyone? What are we dealing with? Another 2 is out of the way. 105. So let's calculate. 105 means just simplify as much as you can, then use the, if you can't use the calculator, you have to just do by normal calculation. I means sweating, guys, so try and use the calculator, nothing else. Right, 2. So this is the answer. Five. That's the amount, I think. Let me just check once more. People can make mistakes like me. 200 plus 10, 210 by 200. Yeah, yeah. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. 2 all the way. Okay, so 4 and 6 zeros I got out. 2 is out. Okay, 2 is out. 105 and 21 into 21 divided by 2. I think I did correctly. So this is the amount. Now, what I told you, compound interest is what? Final amount minus initial principal. Final amount is this. Initial principal was 20,000. Now I'm not going to use a calculator. Come on, I can do it myself. So 3,151.5. But I don't have a trust in myself. So I'm going to use a calculator for just verification. Unfortunately, I did a mistake. It's 3152.5. See, calculations can go wrong. But this sums process didn't go wrong. Anyway, this is perfectly correct. So what is the difficulty? I have the formula with me. I have rate R as 10%, principal 20,000. N is 15 by 10, 1.5. So get the power by this simplification, 3. This is 1 plus 10 by 200 to the power 3. This is 210 by 200 to the power 3, 3 times. Do this crazy calculation and you will get the amount. Compound interest is final amount minus initial principal. This one minus 20,000. Get the answer like this, as I just simply got the pen. And you are done with all the concepts of interest, simple, compound, half yearly, annual, anything. We have done all. Finished. So actually that's all from this interest chapter for class 8. So I hope you will remember how to calculate simple interest and amount, how to calculate compound interest and amount using normal calculation method and this formula, which is much more preferred, I hope, for you all. Be wise in using the formula where you have subparts for 1 year interest, 2 year amount. Go for the normal process calculation method. Where you don't have that, use this formula, be the boss of all the questions. That's it. Half yearly interest and annual interest formulas, amount formulas for compound interest. It's just this only. Difference in annually, simple formula. In half yearly, only R by 2, N into 2. For R you divide by 2, for N you multiply by 2. Do that only and you will get the amount in all these cases. So that's all. You found my video on interest parts for class 8 very informative and helpful. And actually all the sums and all the questions in this series for interest for class 8 were clear and helpful for you. Leave a like and share and subscribe my channel. It means a lot to me and motivates me to come every day on the screen with new topics for my beloved friends. See you in the next video with a completely new chapter. Not gonna reveal it now. and celebrate a beautiful and happy festival of colors for the next 2 days. Till then, take care and goodbye. Thank you.